my X and my Y. That just defines the plane. That tells it that that's the flat area. That orients it in the program. And once he has the stickers on there, and there's a little notch on the back side of these, on the back side of these markers, and it actually runs right down through the center of the marker. So when you put this on the edge of your cabinet, you're actually defining the line right on the cabinet.
Okay.
Right down through the cabinet. And then once he brings the wall markers around, we start with our edge markers.
And they're all set so that they're
all
centered. They're centered
and
on the
center
edge.
of it is whatever my line is. So
Okay.
I'll make notes later on to know that I want to offset that a 1/4 inch, and then add my overhang. But these are all numbered. This starts, my particular set starts at 31. It takes 2 points to define a line. So I'm going to start 31 and 32. And then on this particular leg, we're going to define 33. And 34 ends up all the way down here to that point of line. And then 35 is going to come around the corner. Now there's a stove in here, but with this particular program, 35, 36, there's what they call a stove option. And I will put some center lines, 36, and then just hit this 37 and 38. That'll give me my perimeter. Then I have some markers that are denoted. The higher marker, I've set them up in my program. This is going to mark 49 and 50 I use to mark the center line of my sink. It takes those 2 points and tells me what the center line is between these 2 points. And I do the same thing on the stove with number 47 and 48. I usually try to line them up just so they're on the edge of the cabinet there, so they kind of stay square. And since it is offset, that goes like that. Then we got all our markers on. Well, now we need to put scales into the equation. The scales actually are preset sticks here that they've done. You can use anything you want as long as you know a known dimension. This scale is this is 46 inches. That scale. The computer knows it's 46 inches. It uses that to reference how far apart the rest of the dots are, just based on the scale. And usually every 8 to 10 feet. With this particular one, I'm going to put a third one in here just so I can get enough points in my photographs. Then, I also have these coated. Try to get them out of there. Get more points so it can orient the pictures. I have these coated markers that are just used to spread around periodically or sporadically here just to get more points in the picture. It's mainly all I'm doing is create more targets for the camera to pick up. It's not going to have anything to do with the drawing of the countertop. It's just using the orientation of marks. If I set some up here, if I set that on that elevated bar and get those marks, I can actually go in my program then and measure what it is from here down to here.
I see.
So I know how high my backsplash would need to be. This particular one, I'm not going up all the way, but that does give me height on that particular splash. And what I may do, even since I got the markers, see that line there is already going to give me my dimensions here for that upper bar, but I don't want it crooked. So I'll probably just take some dimensions and just go from like 2 points on this wall when I pull it back out of the program. And now I'm set up and with the camera. The best thing to do, you try to get down, and this step ladder is going to be perfect. If you have a step ladder or there's one available on the job, if you can get down on the marks, it gives a better angle reading. So you can start wherever you like, but I just kind of try to work my way around clockwise, and so just so I know I get all the points in my pictures. But the better angle you can get, something like that is the best. So, like I say, I'm overlapping. I'll overlap 6 marks in each picture, so to pull them all together. And when I get all the photos that I need, I'll go back for a final time and just kind of bridge them all together, just to make sure I got every mark that I need. Like I said, you want to go in different stations so you can get the triangulation on them for the camera. In this particular kitchen, it's given us an opportunity to take a picture of just about the whole project at once, and whenever you can do that, it's really nice. The more, like I say, the more points you can get in a picture, the better off you are.
Yeah.
And like I say, there's no real secret to taking these pictures. You don't have to be a photographer or anything like that. I mean, you can hold the camera sideways. Actually, what you like to do is try to get the picture on an angle in there, because you can get more points in that picture if you can get it all stretched out sideways. And it doesn't matter to the computer what direction you take it from. Just orient it any direction that you take. So, a couple pictures here to bridge it all together. So I just kind of started on one side and make sure I get the whole thing. And then within,
Any question, Doug?
if I was a template, this was stick templates, I would be here an average of an hour, probably by myself or longer. And I would have probably, well, I'd have maybe $15 wrapped up in materials. With this, I have maybe $3 and maybe 20 minutes in and out of my truck.